Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible forces that are right now controlling your wallet. We're talking about these deep, hidden beliefs about money that can pretty much dictate your financial success or failure without you even having a clue. You ever get that feeling like you're your own worst enemy when it comes to money? You make this perfect financial plan, you're all excited, and then you find yourself doing the complete opposite. You promise you'll save, but then you overspend. You know you should probably invest, but you're just frozen. It really can feel like you're fighting against yourself. Well, here's the secret, and it's a big one. The problem isn't your spreadsheet, it's not your budget, and it's not about willpower. The real issue is so much deeper. It's this set of subconscious rules or scripts about money that got programmed into your brain way back when you were a kid. All right, so researchers have basically boiled this down to four main money scripts that most of us are living by, whether we know it or not. Figuring out which one is yours is the absolute first step to taking back control. So let's dive in and break them down. First on the list is something called money avoidance. This is the script that's whispering in your ear that money is bad, it's dirty, or maybe it's the root of all evil. If this is your script, you probably see wealthy people as being inherently greedy or corrupt. And this belief, it shows up in your actions in some really self-sabotaging ways. If you're a money avoider, you might feel this wave of guilt when you get a bonus, or you might find yourself constantly undercharging for what you do. See, deep down, your brain is actively trying to push away this bad thing called money. Okay, now let's flip the coin to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Here we have money worship. This script tells you that money is the ultimate savior. It's this powerful belief that if you just had more money, all your problems would magically vanish and you'd finally be happy. And this is such a dangerous trap, right? It puts you on this financial hamster wheel. You're just constantly chasing the next dollar, thinking more is always the answer. This leads to this exhausting cycle of earning more, but then spending more, trying to buy these little hits of happiness, but never actually building any real lasting wealth. Now, a very close cousin of money worship is money status. This script is all about tying your personal value, your worth as a human being, directly to the number in your bank account. Your self-worth and your net worth become the exact same thing. This is the script that drives you to project success at all costs. You buy the fancy car, not because you love it, but because of what you think other people will think about you. And this can push you to make some incredibly risky financial moves, all just to keep up appearances. And the last one, number 4, is money vigilance. Now this one's tricky because on the surface, it almost sounds like a good thing, but it's really rooted in a deep, deep anxiety. It's the belief that you have to be hyper aware, almost secretive about money all the time because a financial disaster is always lurking just around the corner. People with this script are often fantastic savers, but they live in this constant state of financial stress. They might hoard cash in a savings account instead of investing it. They'll refuse to talk about money with anyone. And maybe saddest of all, they find it almost impossible to actually enjoy the money they've worked so hard for, because that fear of not having enough is just totally overwhelming. So as we're going through these, you might be having a few aha moments, recognizing a bit of yourself in one or maybe even a few of these scripts. The big question is, why are they so darn powerful? Why can't we just logically decide to change? Well, the answer is all about how our brains are wired. Get ready for this number, because it's a big one. 95%. Let that sink in. 95% of your financial behavior is driven by your subconscious. That means almost all of the choices you make with money every single day aren't conscious, logical decisions. They're automatic reactions dictated by this deep programming. So where does this all come from? Well, picture this. You're a little kid between the ages of 0 and 7. You are like a sponge, just absorbing all these messages about money from your parents, from the world around you. Now, as an adult, that childhood blueprint is just running on autopilot, guiding every decision you make. And this is why just trying harder or reading another finance book often doesn't work. You're trying to use your little 5% conscious mind to fight against a 95% subconscious giant. It's a battle you're basically programmed to lose. Okay, so that might sound a little bleak, but here is the most important part of this whole thing. You are not stuck with your script. You absolutely have the power to pick up the pen and become the author of a brand new financial story. So, how do we do it? It really boils down to this super simple but incredibly powerful 3-step plan. First, you got to identify which script is running your show. Second, you trace it back to where it came from. And third, you consciously create a new empowering belief to take the old one's place. And I really want to hammer this home. Just becoming aware of your money script, that's a huge victory. The moment you can name it, the moment you can say, oh, hang on, that's my money avoidance talking again, you take away its power. It's not controlling you from the shadows anymore. The second step is all about giving yourself a little grace. Think back, what did you hear about money when you were a kid? Did your parents fight about it all the time? Were you told rich people were bad? When you connect your script to where it came from, you realize it's not some personal failing. It was just a behavior you learned. And that helps release so much of the shame around it. And finally, this is where the magic happens. You rewrite the script. You create a new mantra. And this isn't just wishful thinking. This is about literally rewiring your brain. So instead of the old script, money is the root of all evil, your new mantra becomes, money is a tool I can use for good. Or instead of I'll be happy when I'm rich, you start telling yourself, my happiness is not tied to my bank account. You repeat it, you practice it, and you start to believe it. So what's the bottom line here? It's that your past may have written the first draft of your financial story, but it doesn't get to write the ending. You have the tools right now to pick up that pen and author a completely new future for yourself. By understanding these invisible forces, you're no longer just a passenger getting tossed around by these old beliefs. You're in the driver's seat. So the only real question left is, what new story are you going to start writing for yourself today?